Hello, I'm Refashionista Sheri, and in the 90s, I loved a good vest, and also sweater vests, and also kind of that menswear but feminized look. So when I saw this vest and this vest, I had to get both of them so I can figure out how to chop them up and then put them back together and make a cool patchworky vest. So that's what we're gonna do today. Let's get chopping.
Editing Sheri here, just reminding you to stick around to the end of the video for another troll time with Guy.
For this hopefully quick and easy project, all you need are 2 vests of a similar size and your sewing gear. So your first step is to simply lay the vests out with one on top of the other with the shoulder seams and just all the seams as evenly lined up as possible. Okay, you can see I've lined up the shoulder seams and this side kind of lined up, but then we come over here and there's definitely a size difference. And look, as we go further down, even more of a size difference here. Now, these were the exact same brand in the exact same size from the exact same store. We really cannot trust sizes today whatsoever. Okay, so because these sweater vests have like between 1 and 5 centimeters difference, depending on where exactly I'm looking at it, I decided to center the smaller one on top of the larger one. And hopefully this is going to make it a little bit easier when I am stitching everything back together. Because I think I was originally going to chop straight down the middle here, but because there is such a difference in the size up at the top, I really can't do that. So I'm gonna pivot and try something totally different and maybe cutting it in like a giant X. So from the top of a shoulder seam all the way down here through to the bottom, and then the exact same thing on the other side. And then hopefully I'll be able to put them back together properly. We'll see. This is a new one, guys. So again, we're going through this together. Okay, so I slightly changed it again, and because the bottom here is so different, I don't think it's a good idea to chop the bottom through at an angle because that's going to make life difficult later on. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is chop off the top part of the vests, and then after I can go back and do the kind of corner to corner chopping just on the top and then have the bottom be more of a stripy look. Okay, so I have chopped it all up now, and I think it's looking pretty good. Everything should be pretty even because I chopped it all together at the same time. Now let's go figure out how we want to puzzle this all back and stitch it back together. All right, I think I have the top of the first one laid out how I want it, and I mean clearly the other one's just going to be the same but the opposite pattern mix. Okay, so because I already created my patchwork sweater dress, I can use the things I learned making that to create this. And so I'm going to set this side aside for now. And with this side, I know I have to flip it over top, like so. Yeah, the sweater dress was easier because it was all open on the side. So this needs to come through this armhole sleeve area, like so somehow. Okay, we're getting it. We're getting there. All right, and okay, now, excellent. I have my raw edges all lined up. I have the shoulder seams here lined up, and now I can just go stitch that together and then repeat that with the other side. And it worked. They are all stitched together and it actually looks pretty good. It is a little bit wavy because I don't have a fancy serger or overlocker machine. So when I am stitching with fabrics that, you know, could possibly fray, I always do my straight stitch and then I overstitch with a zigzag just to help slow down the fraying, and, you know, it kind of stops it in its tracks once it gets to the double stitch here. But yeah, all I have to do to get rid of those wavy lines is give it a wash and then lay it flat to dry and they're gone. So I'm not concerned about that right now, and you shouldn't be either if you are watching this, because it will all get sorted out in the wash, as they say. Okay, so that looks pretty cool. I am pretty freaking happy with that. All right, so for the next layer, what I was thinking was to, you know, let's make it as patchworky as we can within reason here. And don't you think it would look neat if this middle part was like this, and then on the other sides here, so it's all kind of, you know, mismatched patchwork. So next we have to work on this layer. So as you know, I really don't do much measuring or anything. I just kind of eyeball things. So that's what I'm going to do here. And let's just chop it here and here. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, now I'm going to take away the bits I don't need right now. Right, that is going to look super cool, I think. So now I'm going to go stitch these pieces together, of course, with the right sides facing to recreate the center torso loop, I guess it would be. Okay, so then we'll come back and we'll stitch the rest together. Okay, that actually came together pretty well, and I think it's actually gonna work. Again, I'm always so surprised when what is in my head actually starts appearing in front of me. So I'm gonna flip this fabric tube over top, with, of course, the right sides facing as always, and you can see here on the side seams are still intact, like the original side seams. So I'm just going to line these side seams up with the original side seams from the sides of the vest. And yeah, hopefully that's good. It is. Look at that. It's actually going. Whoops, it's actually going together. Okay, now I'm going to go stitch this all the way around with my single stitch, then zigzag over the top once again. Okay, that is all stitched on now, and yeah, it's coming together. But I did try this on, and because I have kind of a generous chest, it is, yeah, it's getting shorter and shorter. And so, so I thought that instead of simply reattaching this and making two of these, like putting this back on the other vest, I'm going to do something totally different with the leftover scraps. And I stitched all of these pieces together so I can add them onto the bottom of this just to make it a little bit longer, because I kind of need it. Otherwise, you know, I like cropped things, but not that cropped. Okay, so I'm going to go stitch this on now. So that is a much better length now, and I just want to remind you again, don't worry that it looks kind of wavy and messy right now. That is all going to get sorted out once it's washed and the knit fibers all constrict back up onto themselves. Right now it is, of course, stretched because I was stitching it together. So yeah, let's move on and finish off the bottom of this now. So here you can really see the difference in the lengths of these two vests, which were, again, same brand, same store, and same size. So first I'm going to chop off this excess here so we can work with two pieces that are pretty much the same size. Okay, so there's a few different things I could do. I could simply put back one of these and then totally be done, and that would be the quickest, of course, and the easiest. I could also chop it like I did for these other two layers and do kind of the triple patchwork, but I've already done that twice, so let's not do that. What I think I'm going to do is just cut it in half so I have kind of one of each, one on each side. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so now I'm just going to go stitch a couple of these pieces together. Okay, so I have my bottom piece all stitched together, and once again, I'm just gonna flip it over the bottom of my vest here and line up those original side seams once again, and then go stitch it all together. Ta-da! And that looks great. But like I said, it definitely needs a wash so we can tighten up all those knit fibers. So that's what I'm going to do. And then we can try it on and style it up. Okay, seriously, I did not plan this. And I am absolutely shocked when I went upstairs to my room and was trying to put together outfits, you know, for the reveal. My blue checkered pants, of course, jumped out at me, and these are the ones that I upsized, so I shall link that tutorial down below for you. And it is just perfect. It's almost exactly the same size of pattern, nearly the same color, just excellent. But I think if it was just blue checks and blue checks, it would be way too much and kind of maybe look like a pajama set. But because it's all cool and patchwork, you know, it is just amazing. And of course, need a vintage necktie to go with it. Plus my, just take it off, my painted checkered clogs here. I shall link all these tutorials down below for you, but I also went ahead and styled it with a couple of other Refashionista items, just, you know, to see what it would look like. And the first is my awesome upcycled curtain skirt, and I put one of my blue vintage slips underneath it, and I just think it looks so adorable. And of course, my ever popular tiered dress that I made out of a bed sheet. It is so comfortable, but you know, sometimes it just really needs something to bring it in a bit, and this vest is just perfect. Like, it's very voluminous, shall we say. And again, all the tutorials will be down below for you. And it's that time again, guys. On this gray, rainy, thunderstorm day, it is time for troll time. And today, it is with my logistical and security expert, Guy. Hey, yo, I'm Guy, and as Sheri said, I handle logisticals and security for Confessions of a Refashionista. So logisticals, that's just like, you know, if you buy something from her, I make sure, I try my best to make sure that it gets to you logistically as it should. And security, well, unfortunately, sometimes Refashionistas need a bit of security. And yeah, so today I'm doing troll time. For reasons, and one of those reasons is because some people didn't have a good reaction to the last time I did troll time, and mentioned that Sheri's an atheist. So shouldn't be a big deal, but it is for some people. So let's just get started here. And the first comment has some mistakes in it, some grammatical errors and spelling and stuff, but whatever, you do you. And it's from Shauna, and Shauna says, I can't follow someone who doesn't follow Jesus. You will be judged and will burn for your sins. God could save you from this, but he won't, because your heart is black to him. Okay, Shauna, again, spelling follow wrong once. Okay, it was, you know, maybe a typing error, but twice. And judge does have a D in it. So I don't know, if you're going to go around being judgy, you should know how to spell it. But again, Sheri doesn't believe in any of this stuff, so this has zero effect on her. So, you know, maybe try to be a better Christian, a better religious person, and don't go around judging people. Like, that's not your job, right? That's the job of your God, as is the job of the, I guess, the thousands of other gods that are in the world. Anyways, let's go to the next one. Next one is from Mary Lou. And Mary Lou says, I enjoy your videos, and am sad to learn you do not follow the teachings of our Savior Jesus Christ. I will pray that you find your way back to the Lord. Okay, well, it's true that Sheri was raised in like a Christian household from a really, really young age. She figured out that it was all kind of, you know,
not to be believed. Kind of like Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, whatever. So there's no finding her way back. It's not going to happen, not at all. Especially, when she lived and worked around the world for so long. And, it kind of makes you realize when you experience different cultures, different religions, all this, that everybody kind of believes their own version of things. And there are so many different gods in the world. And Sheri just believes in one less than you. That's it. Just one less than you. So you believe in one, she believes in none. But there are literally thousands of gods and tons and loads of religions. So, little food for thought there. And you know what? Instead of praying, because it doesn't do anything but make you feel better. It makes you feel better. You who are praying, you feel better. But it really doesn't do anything. Then we'll go do something. Make a sandwich, give it to a homeless person, volunteer at a homeless shelter, do something really in the real world for someone else. Don't just, pray, because that's just all, it's in your own head. So you're doing it for you. You're not doing it for others. Anyway, that's my opinion, and you're not going to change it. Okay. And next one we got here. This is why Sheri kind of needs security. So next one's from Brian. And Brian's profile picture here is a gun on an American flag. So I think we kind of know where this is going right away without even reading it, but we're going to read it anyway. So Brian says,
"For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whomever believes in him shall not perish, but have eternal life. Have fun in hell."
Okay, so we're starting off quoting the Bible or something. I'm guessing it's the Bible. And we're ending by calling someone an offensive slur. So, and your profile picture is an American flag with a gun. So I don't know. I don't know what more I can say about that. It's all there in your profile picture. And once again, instead of going around judging other people, please look in the friggin' mirror. Please look in the mirror and figure out why you think everybody should believe what you believe. And everybody should do as you do. Because I'm pretty sure none of these people would want anyone doing unto them as they have done unto Refashionista Sheri with these comments. Because it's not pleasant. And these are the tame ones. She did get some other really, really terrible, unpleasant ones. But I don't want to share those with you guys. Anyway, I think Sheri said it best, and I believe it was like 2018 when she explained why she's an atheist. So let's just roll that clip.
So, even though I was raised in a Christian household, in a Christian society, at a rather young age, I decided to put my beliefs into science, logic, and reason. And so I am an atheist. Now, as I grew into adulthood and began my 22-year-long living and working abroad journey, I came into contact with loads of different cultures and loads of different religions and literally thousands of different gods, which actually kind of compounded my atheism. Now, of course, anyone can believe whatever they want to believe, but as I said, for myself, I put my beliefs into science, logic, and reason.
So yeah, I think that was really, that says it all, right? And like she said, believe whatever the hell you want to believe. Just don't force it on others, Treat others how you want to be treated, truly, truly. And if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. It's really, two great rules to live by that I don't actually believe they are in the Bible. So that's interesting. But anyways, that might be why these people behave how they behave. I'm not sure. But anyways, we wish you a very lovely day, and stay safe, stay well. And Sheri and I will catch you on the zigzag. And you know what? Come on, be kind. Be nice to others. Come on, be nice.
This is Confessions of a Refashionista.